we got to the case number 10 first, and then we'll go to another case with Dr. Keeney getting ready. This is the case number 10. Good. 80-year-old patient presented with chest pain and dyspnea, and patient stress test was negative. And patient has a moderate aortic stenosis. Patient had a PCI of the RC and circumflex in the past. And as you can see here, this is the RCA, has a stent in the past, which is many years ago, which is fine. Then has a circ PCI. This is see the circumflex, distally good. And patient presented now with this vessel. So actually see the tortuosity. You can see the tortuosity and calcification of the LAD. This is our symposium. Symposium is treatment of calcific lesions with atherectomy and IVL I put into the same category. See this now, very tortuous, distal LAD, moderate lesion in the mid LAD. We thought maybe it's a stent, but it's no stent. It's all calcium. And question is what to do? Well, knowing the patient has a negative stress test and patient very tight disease, this is the case where you need to do a physiological test. And we did FFR. And what was FFR?
FFR, the distal LAD was 0.73, and for the mid LAD, the proximal lesion was 0.82.
So basically significant from the physiological point of view. And then we did IVUS just to see whether it's a stent or a calcium, because patient did not have a good history. We can show the IVUS, but we did IVUS only of the proximal segment, not the distal. Let's play the Kiski, play the IVUS now.
Yeah, we see 360 degrees calcium with the echo, you know, the shadow. We lost
what
the
happened
image.
to film's intra-site? Gone. Yeah,
Good.
okay, coming because
Beautiful.
main screen, main. Yeah, but 360
look at
degree
that.
calcium.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I can tell you that our OCT data showed that once you do orbital atherectomy in less than 360 or 29 or 270 degree calcium, you have a lot of cuts. Because cuts occur at the corner of the calcific lesion and non-calcific. Once you have circular calcium, our algorithm is that's the case. You want orbital atherectomy. Although a lot of tortuosity, what we did is we have put a Viper wire flex tip. You know, it's advanced, but flex tip, which is a hydrophilic, and that is where we are ready to start orbital atherectomy in this particular case.
And
of
I
course,
want
just
to
introduce
ask
my team.
Ron Waxman about this case. Can
Yeah.
you imagine we will do these cases, Ron, without atherectomy one day?
I would, now that we have lithotripsy. I mean, I
Maybe,
think that we can try it, but as long as you can get the balloon there.
Exactly.
But I would also question the CSI, I mean, the orbital versus the directional atherectomy. I mean,
Because of tortuosity, you will question, or because of
the amount of calcium that there is there.
you will prefer rota, huh?
Yeah, for me, yes. I mean, before the lithotripsy, and I don't have much experience with that. We have not used it other than the trial.
Yeah. Yeah. What is the smaller size for the lithotripsy, Dr. Sharma? Do you know? Or
It's a
Dr.
2.5
Waxman?
balloon, 2.5,
2.5.
3.0, 3.5, and 4.0. So we are, because of concentric calcium, we are starting here, very slow advancement, 1 millimeter per
Exactly.
second, and you do a ablation both proximal and distal. Now, tortuosity, I would say this is regular our Viper wire will cause a lot of gutter. Knowing that we have shown quite a bit today, the rotational atherectomy, and I thought it was a reasonable case that we do all 80,000 RPM, not 120, 80,000 RPM, about 3 times. And then we go to the second lesion. That's where the money is. And see how calcific that lesion is. You see the entire vessel clearly serpentine distal LAD. So key is that technique-wise, same slow advancement, both backward and forward. Compared to rota, it does not do ablate when it comes back. Orbital, because of eccentric crown, it does. And then you can always advance on the glide assist if you need to go distally. Yeah. So 80,000 RPM so far so good. Now we go to the distal one.
They recommend these 30 seconds in between runs. How?
Yeah. So I mean, I would say that run should be about 25 seconds anyway. And so 20 and in between, you try to give a gap of 10 to 20 seconds, which we do for atherectomy. So we try to keep as much possible for the atherectomy, rotational as well as the orbital, 20-second runs. And you give a gap of 10 to 20 seconds in between. So based on pressure, you need to give the medicine and make sure no hypotension.
What is
And
going
you
on?
see that going very nicely, taking the course of the vessel.
The key issue is to go slow, and
Yeah,
that's
why,
what
why
Sharma
are
is
you doing it so
Yeah.
fast?
Very slow. I mean, that's the slowest that you can.
Very, very slow.
Yep.
Especially right over the lesion, right? Ron?
Exactly.
Yeah. in the-
I mean, it is an
Yeah.
orbital atherectomy.
if you want to
So it
avoid
takes time to have
complications, just go slow. Almost stand still.
Yep, slow and 80,000 RPM.
Exactly. I mean, it's the setup is much easier than Rota. There's no question. The cath lab techniques and all that are much easier. But there is always this thing that the ability to ablate may be different. SS, what do you think?
Yeah, I think what happened is it really caused a lot of deep cuts. I still think the orbital has a very powerful device. So you need to see, I mean, we published
Yep.
our data
Yep.
that while it cuts more deep cuts, you have a lower restenosis. On the long run, you did have a little higher perforation with slightly higher, but in the early time, when we were using many of them as 120,000 RPM. So with the 80,000, our perforation has minimized. So no longer difference. But one thing we saw, even in our data, that restenosis, TLR, for some region, is much lower with orbital compared to rotational.
And what about incomplete
It's because there
expansion?
is a less,
For
we have
incomplete
better extent
expansion?
expansion.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's no difference for incomplete expansion.
So one question that I have to you,
Yeah.
Samin, maybe you want to explain us.
Yep.
When we do rotational thrombectomy, once we pass the lesion, we can do maybe 1 or 2 runs for Polish, and we know we are done.
Right.
When do you
Yeah.
know that you are done? When you do the orbital, I mean, you did many times back and forth, back and forth. When do you think that this is it? I mean, is that the RPM? Is the noise?
I can tell you this is a case. Had a kind of issue a few days ago with Barman and Parasuram on my side here, Dr. Suvan, and we have Amit Huda fellow. We did discuss few days ago. One of the big issue with the orbital is you don't know when you are done.
Yeah.
Precisely, you say, well, maybe we went few times, 3 to 5 times we did, probably we are done. But it doesn't give you that feeling, the kind of satisfaction that, yeah, you have done the atherectomy and you are done. So that one issue always remain. I would say definitely the point you really made, was a point of discussion few days ago with us in our group.
And would you
That you
recommend
never
a
know when you are done.
specific size for the vessel, which should be at least 2.5, or would you prefer to do this in larger vessels?
No, I mean, I think definitely the larger the better, but any vessel, I mean, their
Yeah.
product level is more than, you have to add 2.5 and above. So now we are with a distal vessel.
2.30.
Yeah, we just showed the technique point of view. I'm going to dilate the distal with a 2.530 balloon. We are going to put a stent. After that, we have 2 Zions. We have planned 2.538 there.
And what about-
Proximally, I need to do a combination with the cutting balloon with a proximal lesion and then put a stent, short stent there. So that
What-
is the plan now.
What
Well-
about a 48 stent? Not too good here?
Well, I mean, question is, do you need 48? I think
Just
if
to,
we ask
or you were not
Colombo
planning,
broadly, yeah,
he doesn't like it.
38. No, I would say 2 gap. I want to keep both
Oh, okay.
diagonals and septals.
Got
Yeah,
it.
go.
Got it.
Just because of that, get the
Now,
stent ready.
do you like that expansion?
But
Yeah.
but it has expanded. No, it's still
Is-
nicely expanded,
yeah.
negative.
Is-
And
is-
remember, don't go too crazy. Many times you try to go crazy and that too much high pressure, and then you'll have a perforation. In an angulated vessel, I want to make sure sometimes even you need to get a cine, little long cine to see that what you are exactly seeing. That's a very, very important point. So in this particular case, as you can see here, the stent seems to be nicely expanded. And now we are ready with the stent in the distal area and our OCT data with the Anu did show that you have a less malapproach stent in the orbital because it does more deep cuts. as we spoke about. So key is you leave your other wire. Now, once it is there, you remove your orbital
Your Viper
wire
wire.
here. Yeah, yep, your Viper wire.
Yeah.
Let's say little die. That where
It-
we're supposed to be. Good. That's what we wanted, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Go up.
Yeah, go slow. It is clear that with a balloon angioplasty, this was never going to open. I mean, with that 360 and
Yeah.
just two runs with the gutter, and it's nicely expanded.
Yep. And this is a case, this kind of case, you put a stent and will not be able to expand even with that, the case which we showed today. Outside, they did the stent, so much circular calcium, and would not expand. Despite with the IVL, because you have put a stent there. So key is lesion preparation, very important. I know the debate with George and
Look at
Good.
that.
okay.
Beauty.
If everybody is happy, we can go to room 2. I think Dr. Keeney is ready, and we'll just finish it up with a cutting balloon in the proximal to mid area and put a 3.58 enzymes there.
Thank you,
Unless
Dr.
there is any
Sharma.
other question there.
I think, Michael, any questions?
Hey, Pedro. No, I will say, the one thing I've learned from CSI is that if you have a tight, very calcified lesion with CSI, it will generally jump as you're pushing forward.
Yeah.
And you have to do
Oh,
enough runs where it does not jump anymore.
Mm.
If it continues to jump, you're definitely not done.
Mm.
Yeah, I try to go by the noise
That is correct.
to make sure that you get some noise that you feel more music to your ear that you're done. But
No deceleration.
there is no really science of that. That's the problem.
Okay, Dr. Kinney, tell us a little bit what you're doing. I see you wiring an
this
LED
is
at
if you
diagonal.
can put the slides, can you show the slide of case number 5? Slide case number 5.
Case number 12.
No. Case number,
We
the
see
correct
number
case
12.
number?
Number 12.
We
That's
see number 12.
Okay, good.
61-year-old
Okay, good.
female.
Case number 12. A 61-year-old female who actually has had stable angina for many months. And if you see the risk factors, hypertension, hyperlipidemia, she had LV dysfunction actually. EF of 25. She was managed medically, and of course, with the low EF, it was always bothersome when she had a stress test, which showed anteroseptal ischemia with the apical scarring. So, to rule out any CAD, she was sent for cath. So, if you see here, this is where we see the RCA, small. This is the EF, anteroapex, almost looks significantly down. This is where the LAD lesion is. Circumflex is non-obstructive.
So the MRI was done by the clinician before the cath. Is that a correct statement?
No, so she had cath. No, she had cath, and then I felt manager medically still optimized her before it looked disproportionate. And I thought since the stress test showed it was all apical scar, manager medically, and then because she still continued to have angina, they did viability MRI. That was later on.
Now, with that
Complete
MRI,
viability of LAD diagonal.
with that MRI and these beautiful distal targets, what about a surgical consult here?
Syntax very low though. Prox LAD, no calcium. I mean, mild calcium, I would say. Right?
Okay, let's
Not
ask the
diabetic,
panelists. We have Professor John Fox. Professor Fox, what do you think
Yeah.
about these?
I'm inclined to agree with Dr. Kinney, given the fact that the score is so low.
Mhm.
It really looks like it should expand well. So I would be inclined to just go ahead with PCI, but have a discussion. She took the patient off the table. She got her information, and have a discussion with the patient.
Okay, and Dr. Nicholson is not, or Duvuri?
Yeah, again, if you had the heart team discussion, initially this looked like this was probably non-ischemic cardiomyopathy, right, Anu? That's what you thought?
Yeah, exactly. I felt it was non-ischemic cardiomyopathy, disproportionate, LED diagonal lesion, EF25 did not make sense. That's why we took her off the table. I said, manager, medically. That's how then the referring cardiologist had to convince me by saying that no, that area is viable and she's having. I mean, if somebody, I know she has heart failure, but if somebody has ongoing angina, I think that is telling us that the myocardium is viable.
Yeah, I mean, now that you know what it is, you can do either way. But in this lab, this can be done safely, so it's reasonable.
I think in summary, 25% ejection fraction and with a beautiful big vessels here, the possibility to have a very good result percutaneously is there. I think nevertheless, I like to explore surgical revascularization with the heart team approach. But having said that, I think we should move on. Anybody can talk. Anybody can talk.
This is
I think one of the
likely
other
non-ischemic, right?
Well, Dr. Puskas already left the room, so
Yeah.
So the OB dysfunction.
25% for us is usually a rejection from surgery.
Yeah.
And other thing which
It's a
you
loss
did
of
not
time.
mention here, patient has a history of breast cancer
Okay.
and had received chemotherapy, no radiation, but chemotherapy.
Is that the origin
So
of her
that could be the
non-ischemic?
reason also her LV dysfunction is disproportionate.
No.
Yeah.
Heart block. Call Mark Miller. Make it under.
So we just dilated. You see that it looks well. I think
Yeah.
based on our app, we know the significant diagonal is a 3O vessel, 3-5 vessel LAD, osteal disease, long lesion of the side branch. Has to be a two-step strategy. Anybody else would have any other
Excellent
strategy
expansion.
here?
You see no calcium on fluoro, huh? No calcium.
There is a little bit on the lower surface, if you see that. See that?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
You know, I think that if you're
Yeah,
thinking this is
I-
a ischemic, not an ischemic cardiomyopathy, I think the anginal provoking lesion may be in that second diagonal lesion. So I think you have to try to cover that. So two-stent approach.
That's exactly
Yes.
what you're planning, Dr. Kinney. 7 French to stand mini crush or any other?
Yes, mini crush.
Okay.
Although you
We can start playing the steps again by the side.
maybe avoid the
Have
osteoid.
people downloaded the new Bifurcate 3D app? Bifurcate 3D app where you can start seeing the animations.
Yeah, I'm not sure this is a true bifurcation, though,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's a separate lesion in the diagonal with
Exactly.
a ectatic area proximal,
Osteal. But
and
osteal.
not so much at the
But
osteal.
osteum is involved. 50% in the osteum and 80% further down. You have to
Yeah.
cover
So,
both the
so
lesions.
there is an osteal disease, I agree, but the question if it's compromising from the hemodynamic or from the physiology. So fixing the proximal vessel and then doing FFR is not unreasonable to avoid another stent and to simplify the procedure.
We're just having done flow studies to begin with.
I
See what
think
the
this is
LAD
a
would've
good
been.
question if we believe that osteal diagonal is significant. And for, last case of the day, such a huge diagonal, I think the right way to go is to go ahead and stent. But that osteum may look like a slit. When you do IVUS or OCT, sometimes it's just like a negative remodel, and there's not much disease there. So the comments are very well taken.
also it's a little.
No, but other question is, it is also complicated by second lesion after the osteum.
Correct.
So if you do
Correct.
FFR now, it's not going to help us.
No, you have to fix first of all
Right,
the
Aaron?
lesion. Yeah, I agree. You have to fix the
Yeah.
lesion first and
Okay.
then do an OCT.
Yeah.
And then do an FFR.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we
The
are
whole
2.5
discussion-
to
yeah,
20.
okay.
So if you see what I did, there was a wire was entangled. So I pulled back the LED wire. The cutting balloon would not go. I pulled back the LED wire and recrossed. Now the cutting balloon went into the diag. It's a 275
yeah.
down. Wolverine.
And this you're making your way through, huh?
Scope. Yes,
This is another
this is a
technique.
true lesion.
Yeah, this is another technique that Dr. Kinney likes to do. So she balloons proximal to the lesion, make her way through.
Down.
Many operators will want to
And
go
remember-
directly.
Yeah, and remember the DK Crush 6, the V actually used to be good with do multiple FFR of the side branch and decide, and with a randomized trial, it didn't show difference. So kind of, we have gone away with that now. I mean, in our lab. I know, Ron, your opinion and of course the data, but key is that if you think it's a tight lesion, it's probably better off. It will take more time to not leave it, will look a little hazy, will look a slightly dissection. So just finish it by using two-stent approach. Guaranteed you will going to fix it. Yeah.
Yeah, in principle, I
Okay.
agree with you because the stents are so good now, and with a good technique,
Yeah.
it shouldn't be
And
any
what's
more
for the
difficult.
diagonal?
15.
15.
So
Okay.
was the comment of fixing the diagonal only, after the ostium and leave the ostium alone and then stent across and then that was for
Too complicated.
academic purposes or
Yeah.
or,
Good.
or was a serious question?
We need to have some discussion
Side branch first.
because we have another 6 more minutes. We are ahead of the time.
By the
Any
time
live
we-
symposium with 10 cases, we are ahead of time.
by the time we finish to deliberate, the stent will be in.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
I don't think it would change what I would
5.
do. I'm just
What
pointing out
stage
that
you're doing?
it's
You
not
told them?
critical.
Any crush or what? Okay.
May not cover. Maybe short, right?
Keep saying what you're doing. So
No, I'm just, give me a 2 stand 5, 18 for the side branch. Yeah. We are going 2 stand 5, 18 for the side branch, 3, 5, 18 for the main vessel. So, see
What
the
is
other case, I did not show the mini crush live. We did a step crush. So we are going to show you mini crush live right now. Can we have the animation by the side? Is the animation playing by the side?
Yes, it does.
Pedro, do you see it?
It is.
Okay.
Not yet.
It's up here.
they should
Okay,
be playing
we see
well
it on
with
the side, yeah.
animation.
Animation
app team is there. They are very up to date.
Wow, look at that beauty.
Yeah.
Colorful. So we're doing the mini crush. So you're stenting on the diag right
Yes.
now in the animation.
We have the stent placement there. Then we have a stent placement in the main vessel. Deploy the side branch. Remove the
Yeah.
3, 5, 18 for the main vessel. So we're going up with the 3, 5, 18 main vessel.
So any comments?
And how do you know, sir? Any other technique?
Good.
Good.
Wow.
Some die, quickly.
Then
Okay, you're happy with the
Yeah.
1 millimeter sticking in the main vessel?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Go.
Cine?
Yeah. I'm going to pull the LED stand back a little bit.
Stay on.
Yeah, good. Who has the side
This is the
branch?
side branch.
Okay, go up with the side branch.
Going up.
Yeah. This is a 2 stand 518. Go.
14.
14. Down. Go up again. Then we will take out the balloon. Down.
And the wire.
And the wire, but we say just give some dye, make sure we are okay. Looks
Yes.
good. Now take the wire out. Normally I would use the same wire. Let's see how it's behaving. LED is okay. Some
Yeah.
dye. This comes
Yeah.
from LED is good.
yeah, we saw it just now.
Yeah. Okay, good. Go up.
Going up.
I always add one other step
Yes.
here. When I deploy the balloon in
Good.
the
2 balloon.
14.
when I deploy the stent in the
And bring
diagonal,
back it at the ostium and
Yeah.
open it a little more, right?
I
Now we
post
need to-
dilate with that same balloon as I come out a couple millimeters. Then I pull it.
So you're doing
Ost-
like
ostium, yeah.
You're doing like pot
Yeah,
within
opening
the.
it's the same. Exactly. So basically, just bring it back. We
Okay,
do
ready?
quite a bit. Yeah. Good.
Good. Done. Now we recross kiss.
That what to our audience, what John is saying.
Yes.
That you bring back the same stent
Yeah.
balloon, few millimeter, and go to 20 atmosphere. So ostium has been opened. You had done little part of the proximal, although you crushed a little bit of the existing balloon.
You have not deployed the main vessel stent. What are you plotting?
No, means opening the ostium kind of. It's
I
a
don't know.
proximal ostial diagonal optimization.
But you're going to finish with
PO,
kissing balloon anyway.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. POD.
New fielder.
Yeah.
So kissing balloon and a pot, or kissing balloon and
It
that's
is.
it?
Yeah,
We are
need to-
kissing balloon and done. If you want, we can, I think,
Image.
You know, the
You want
European
the
loves the
image?
pot.
Yeah, yeah.
They're using
I'm
the
not
pot.
a believer of pot in non-left main.
So what balloon are you gonna put on the diag?
I think a
2.5?
2.5.
12?
No, 2.5 should be able to go. 2.5 should be able to go.
Maybe, yeah.
Get a 2.512.
So the whole claim of the double crush is that
We'll start with a
the
2.0.
recrossing is much easier. That's the whole claim. And I was proving in the first DK crush. But
You know, this whole decay crush has to be revisited, I think, with another
I agree.
good study.
yeah,
My own experience in our lab, when we started to do the decay crush, we started to see a lot of restenosis. And we actually and we followed all the steps. So
Mhm.
I always question this. I mean, we have to have another study to confirm.
I agree with you, Ron. I mean, we've gotten away from it. It used to be the primary thing, and it's the right answer for the board questions, but I don't think it really plays out the way we think it does.
I agree to Ron.
And I agree with both of you. I can tell you the same feeling here. We will use a DK crash maybe in about 25% of left main, and rest of them almost none. We do reverse crush because of radial sometimes, but we will go with the mini crush technique. And I think the DK crush is still more difficult to go through it. Higher restenosis at the ostium of the side branch. So
Exactly.
Anu, would you have any specific situation you'll use a DK compared to your mini crush?
No, I just showed them step crush.
No, but any
Huh?
No,
situation,
DK
clinical
crush.
scenario, angiography,
No.
yeah. I would say no. So
No.
from our point of view, we may do it just to show because the audience many times ask.
Means only reason is suppose you have a 6 branch, you decided you're going provisional,
Yeah.
you're going to have a 6 branch, and now the diagonal, compromises, and you want to stent it, you use the step crutch which we showed in the earlier case.
That's us. Actually, I agree with you. Everyone said about the DK. Not only that, but the restenosis is very severe, right?
And very
yeah.
fast, and also fast.
Like subtotal
Get me a
restenosis.
275 high pressure balloon to the side branch.
Yeah, very common.
Okay.
So that's why, Mike, we don't use the same. I know, I mean, a lot of people are, but clearly maybe the Chinese arteries are a little different. But
Well, he's a good
we
friend
need
of
to
us,
do the
and maybe
trial.
that's
Remember,
like the
everybody
Chinese
keeps talking
virus.
about.
It-
Or the
Yeah,
Chinese
we,
data.
We need to do a study of the DK crush out of China, Europe, America, India, and someplace. So key is that we need to duplicate or replicate the same data. And the other question is, I think the DK crush was that of the left main was to the wrong advantage. When do you have?
What's
You conventionally
3.5?
decided on 44% time you put a second stent.
That's fine.
The trial
3.5.
became, in my opinion, is like
3 to
mute
5? Yeah, good.
That's fine.
with that. Once you put a bailout, when people ask about the bifurcation, do you put a 2 stent or 1 stent? I said that should not be the debate. Debate should be identify those 10, 20, 30% of cases where will you need 2 stent. And those cases go forward. Because if you decided you're going 1 stent, your chances of second stent in the side branch as a bailout should be less than 5%. That means otherwise you didn't think through the complexity of the lesion. So key is it's not a debate of 1 stent versus 2 stent. Debate should be what case you can come out with the 1 stent or 2 stent in the bifurcation lesion. So that should be the debate basically, and that's what it is. Yeah.
I would just remind you that S.J. Park, when he started, he did only cross over the LAD and he didn't stented the circumflex, and he got away with very good results for a long period of time. And you know, and I know that we get a lot of cases for brachytherapy for instant restenosis of the circumflex. And there is no way, as Antonio said, the only way not to have a circumflex restenosis is not to have an angiogram. But when it's come to a left main, this ostial circumflex is really hard to
Bring the
treat.
diagonal back.
So we have to think 3 times before we do those 2 stents for the left main. If you don't need to, don't do that.
Other thing is, do we do the, means anchor in the,
Yeah.
good.
Maybe just dilate here first and
Yeah,
the other will
go.
go. Yeah. Okay, now just
16.
Pedro, the plan
down.
would be in next 2-3 minutes we'll end here. You start your lectures and we both will be coming hopefully no traffic. So we'll see you before we end. We definitely
Absolutely.
don't end it because we have the raffle for the people who still stood in this.
Yeah.
Our
No, I
new-
want to do a quick IVAS to show that without pot, that did we
Okay.
have a good go.
Go. And then there is
Both
I
sides.
saw still the trial still has to be published in the Euro intervention of the routine
Yeah.
use of pot in the non-left main, and the trials were negative.
Okay.
So
So
left main was
one-
like 10-12% in that.
Anu, there was 3-5
Not
and
you,
2-7-5.
not you, not side branch. Yeah,
The-
275 to the side branch, 325 to the main vessel.
Yeah.
Good?
Yep.
Yeah. Main vessel. Okay, good. We'll do IVAS of the main vessel.
And then we end
Yes.
right on the dot.
Yeah, let's see how it looks angiographically.
Okay, angiographically, can you take a picture?
Yeah.
Good. Go. Nice.
Good.
Okay, get the IVAS quickly.
And then we have to go rapidly there.
Now, the purpose to doing the IVAS here is to look at your carina or proximal dissections.
No. To prove that you don't need pot in non-left main.
But you already
Yeah.
did a part, no?
And people ask
No, I did not pot. Pot is different. You need a short balloon proximal to the bifurcation.
so key
That
is
was just
we do a
kissing.
kissing balloon. So we
Yeah,
more
exactly,
on
kind
the
of.
kissing balloon rather than pot.
And they are a believer. The people of pot, repot, and recross. No, it's called
Pot.
pot, kiss, and repot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they are a believer that if you kiss and did not pot, you will get a elliptical stent in the
So you-
proximal, which we were the first one to show with our OCT study that you will still have the vessel. The stent takes the shape of the vessel, not elliptical or circular.
Now, with that diameter distally is at least 4.0 there, huh?
4, yeah.
3.5.
That's okay. There is,
Yeah, so it's negatively remodeled. See, it's interesting. Now you have put a position. You have the wire there.
wow.
Yeah, wire. It's interesting how this segment was negatively remodeled, and now you see your proxial AD.
Well
Now
opposed.
yeah,
Yeah, and not
no
elliptical.
dissection.
Done.
You're done.
And looks very good.
Okay, so having said this, we're gonna move on. This last
All
session.
right.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. We'll see you shortly.